come into my house looking for what you claim are black books of dark curses, and having rifled through all of my library looking for the letters of the Warding Black Foresters, you now wish to speak to my daughter Catalina. Would you care to explain this to me, please?
Certainly, my Don Farinari. There is a rumour of a noble house teaching his children dark magics in order to gain power for themselves. As a representative of the Pope, it is my duty to root them out, should they exist at all. Nothing is meant by visiting yours first, of course. It is merely to set an example to those who would style themselves all witches, that the Lord will find them, and they shall be punished, from the highest born, such as your good self, to the basest born beggars and thieves.
And you think my eldest a witch?
Certainly not, no. Although there are certain rumours that have painted her in a far darker light.
Indeed. And just what quite is the punishment of which you speak?
The only punishment worthy of such a crime. All witches are to be fed to the cleansing flames. Everyone knows the guilty will burn, or the Lord shall spare the innocent.
I have no doubt of that at all, Your Grace. But before I fetch my dear Catalina, tell me, is there any credit to the rumours that there is a madman wandering freely within the Fratelli? If this is so, then I must have him arrested. I will not suffer his wandering freely, nor should any other be forced to do so.
Alas, you quite found him out. He came to them begging for sanctuary, which, as I'm sure you are aware from your post, is one of the oldest and highest known laws to man. How could he have been refused such a right, regardless of the crimes that he may or may not have committed?
May does not enter into it. He violated that which is pure, more dear to me than all of Florence. Of course, we are. So no, son, May does not enter this thought at all. What he has done, he must be punished. What will the sanctuary run its course?
The end of the week at sunset.
Good. I shall have guards posted at the gates. When he leaves, they will have orders not to be kind when he sees him.
Certainly, my Lord Farinari. Now, if you would please send your daughter in, that would be most helpful.
Why, of course. Your Grace.
Found that man's books, they were not there. I know he will have them hidden somewhere, so that his precious cat of a daughter does not have a stain against her. Well, he does not suspect that I know more. The fire of the eyes, the ice of the lips, these are clear signs of a far older woman born into a younger body to wreak havoc upon this kingdom of God. Well, I refuse to let that air happen. No witch may claim a home on this green land, but while I can be a hero and claim rewards from gods and kings and men.
Your Grace, Father said you wished to see me.
I did, my dear. Tell me, how are you?
I'm returning to my happy state of being, I believe, and even happier now because I know that this beast will be caught in time, and then he cannot hurt me or another.
Well, I am glad that the Lord has seen fit to grant you such justice.
Oh, no, I don't think that Father above would care about mankind's petty worries. He never seemed to care before, at least.
Surely you cannot blame God for this.
No, not in the slightest. He was a monster creature of a man, and...
There is a fire, as you mentioned.
But, how do you find the city now that you're here?
There is a smile. Oh, I find the city is well enough, although I've had a bit of a problem recently with a disturbing rumor of witches. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you, my dear?
No. I mean, I wouldn't, Your Grace. But, why do you ask?
Oh, I just meant that I didn't expect you to have heard such a rumor.
How so, Your Grace?
Well, tell me, what would you do if such a monster came to your house, spreading such vicious rumors of witchery and impropriety?
Well, first, he would have to have been found. And second, some great power would have to listen to his hate field ramblings about myself, which would be quite ridiculous, don't you think? But why pray tell, you ask?
Oh, no reason at all, pray tell, why would I lie? I'm a cardinal. But, if you will excuse me, I must away. My thanks for letting me speak to you. My regards to your father and your family.
This situation smells entirely sour. Why would the cardinal make house call? And why did he have so many questions? This truly makes me nervous. But then, I think of Brother Nico and how it is that he makes me happy with his easy manner and gentle smile. Perhaps Father will know more of him, and perhaps, even better, he would approve of him.
You knew? 100 ducats! You knew what you were getting into when you made the wager.
I cannot believe the noises I heard last night. Oh, Federico! Oh, it's disgusting.
I would not remember if it's all the same to you.
No, come on now. Who was it? I bet it was that kitchen maid, wasn't it?
I couldn't possibly say. It'll be a slight on her honor.
And what are you going to do with my gold?
I was thinking that I might spend it on... Wait, someone's coming.
Ah, here you both are. I've been searching everywhere for the two of you. Well, one of you at least. Brother Nico, might you excuse the two of us for a moment? We have tutoring matters to discuss.
Very well, my lady, but if it's about tutoring, then perhaps I should stay.
There's no need, really.
Very well.
Oh, thank heavens, I thought he would never leave.
How much of your assistance, dear lady?
There's no need to be so formal. And you might want to take a seat. Now, Brother Rico, there is a delicate matter that I wish to discuss with you. As much as I enjoyed our romp the other day, and I really enjoyed our romp the other day, and despite your kindness and tenderness, I'm afraid...
My lady?
Don't speak. You'll just make it harder. I've been meditating on my marriage for many days now, and once we shared that bed together, and you left to return to your home, I felt a terrible sense of shame wash over me. Don't get me wrong. What we did was, well, it was fantastic.
So I heard.
But I could not go on knowing that I betrayed my husband in such a way, and that I would want to again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again. So I'm calling a stop to it. I'm sorry I had to end like this, Rico. I really am. Maybe if I was 20 years younger,
Maybe 30.
and wasn't married, then perhaps this could have blossomed into love. But we must let this lust wither on a vine as a fruit in winter. No more can we frolic as we did. No words, Rico. You need not say any more. I shall leave you to your feelings and prayers.
I don't know what just happened.
Oh my God, you dog you! No wonder you didn't want me to tell anyone. The day that Federico played a cat to a noblewoman for 100 ducats. You'll go down in legend.
Still 100 of your ducats.
Oh, you're welcome, Tim and good sir. I would have paid 100 ducats to tell that story. But Murray, settle down. 2 people are coming. My ladies, do you seek solace in the quiet of prayer? Or just quiet? Me and my gambling. Terrible thing. But you look a little bit upset. Might I ask what's wrong?
How dare you come in here? You lying piece of filth!
My lord, excuse this outburst. My lady, I don't understand. I don't comprehend.
My father is in charge of justice here. Do you honestly think that none whom you have robbed had seen your face? That I would simply fall for you without thinking to find more about yourself? Do you think that this ruse of yours would work? You are not brothers Nico and Rico. You are Nicolo and Federico, little more than bandits and thugs. And I am disgraced that I lied to you. Do you think that you would come here? Do you rob my family? That you would get married? You would marry me, take my dowry, and wife it so lovely? Do not dare speak to me. Do not dare look at me. I know you not. I trust you not. And now I love you not. So I henceforth cast you out of my life, and I commanded you go and never ever return. Go! Oh, sweet Biblioteca, I'm so sorry for that. But I must away to my room and sleep on my heavy heart and my sorrows.
My dearest Lord, your great heaven above, if you hear any, hear my prayer this night. My mother and father are still at heart, and my sister is hurt in body and heart. And there is a cardinal protecting the monster of a man who began it. Is it your wish to have us destroyed? Send me a sign, anything. A good man who can help is all we need.
Lady Biandeca, are you all right?
Not quite that bad, Senora, but with your help, I hope that I can be.
I'm not quite sure that I understand.
You've studied God and heaven. Surely you can explain what's happening.
Why, it depends what's occurring.
My sister has just had her heart broken after being attacked by that man. I fear my parents were reconciled despite their old love for one another. And what's more, and far, far worse, is that the Cardinal, your master, is protecting the monster Vieri from all justice. I don't know what to do anymore.
My dear lady, it will all be okay. The Lord will provide. Do you remember old Job and the evils he suffered? It was a test, and the Lord God will reward your true faith.
But there's nothing left to comfort us. Or at least, nothing left to comfort me. My mother and father could choose to have each other. And my sister's solace is in her justice. But the divine Lord is testing me. Who can I turn to in my hour of need?
Me.
But you said yourself, the church can't help.
No, my lady, not the church. Me, myself. Just turn to me and I will comfort you as you have comforted me in my faith whenever I doubted creation's beauty.
I'm not quite sure that I understand.
The Lord is my life, that is true enough. But I fear that you are my love, lady. For so long I have been so terrified of admitting it, even to myself. But I am willing to be brave for you.
You're right. You serve God. Cannot love both yourself and the Lord. I'm shocked. I'm even flattered. But you cannot love me while you love himself. For the Lord, our God, is a jealous God. You've got to choose between the two of us.
Shall we take one of you or God? The Lord who has given me everything, or she who taught me how to be this brave?
And therein lies the problem, doesn't it? In questioning the choice, you've chosen yet another Lord that gives no solace.
I admit my love to my sweet lady, and I'm rejected for my love of God. Then, that old familiar question is, who to follow? My heart or the divine? My heart, it says to, and my Lord says fro, and it's been so long, yet I still don't know. I cannot think on it here. I must go.
What you've claimed I would see, I have indeed seen, with the exception of the black spell books. Although, I suspect that he may have had them hidden, so that Catalina does not have a stain against her.
You got me still, my Lord Cardinal. Did you not champ at the bit when you spoke of me being granted sanctuary? Did your eyes not burn like a flame when I said about that so terrible an incident? Was her smile not that of the coldest ice? Was her manner not that of a cruel witch? All this evidence, and yet you still doubt. Perhaps you're not the man I thought you. No doubt Rome would be pleased to hear witches has overtaken the city, and all due to your weakness when it came down to it.
Do not try and use me, young Vieri! Why precisely should Rome listen to you?
Well, of course they would not. But if a letter came from the Gonfalonieri with such claims, it would make the Pope ashamed to have sent you.
Spare me your bluster, it is both unbecoming and very rude. As it happens, I have come to decide. I will put this matter to my brothers, and we shall have a council.
A council? Your Grace, may I remind you I have no choice but to leave this sanctuary in some several days. Soderini will not dare to hesitate to march in here himself and claim me for his daughter. There is no time for a council. I mean, your brothers are not able to make the correct decision as quick as you, and to trust them to do so is folly. And surely your Grace wants these matters resolved so the charge against me are dropped.
Very well. Let us have me hit upon it. We shall have a trial for all the living citizens to see that justice will always be done in front of the Palazzo del Signore. There, as of old, we shall decide her guilt.
And to think, I once feared for my life, afraid of lacking children or life. But with this servant of God's good help, I turn as a snake and punish the whelp, who dares tell lies that would make me a beast, and I'll swallow down like pork at a feast. I did warn her I would have my revenge, and oh, she shall suffer before her end.
We're gathered here today for justice. Lady Soderini accuses her former tutor, Signor Vieri, of attempting to violate herself, she having rebuffed his efforts before, in spite of his kindness towards the girl. Signor Vieri, in turn, accuses this cat Soderini as a witch girl, she having attempted to ensnare him with her bewitching female wiles and guile. He refused her dark, devilish magics and escaped before he could be taken away by the guards under control of Piero Soderini, the Lord Protector and Gonfalonieri of our fair city. As a grave result, he has been hunted until he showed me evidence and claimed sanctuary from the wrath of the guards. Are there any here who do not understand the charges brought before the two seen here? Very well, we'll begin. Jacopo Vieri, please step forward.
His name's Jacopo? I thought it was just Vieri, like the Madonna.
Now, will you please tell everyone what happened?
Certainly, Your Grace. As you all know, I was tutor to the daughters of the Soderini household for a number of years. I have lost count. It was during this time, however, I noticed that of the two girls, the eldest was as iron to every grown man, polite yet cold in manner, and sharp too. As her sole tutor, I'm afraid it is my failure that she has no better manners as yet, but perhaps I was blinded by the respect for her great and noble family I held. One day she propositioned me to wed, claiming she had seen me courting her. I assure you no such thing had happened. She said that if I refused, then bad things might have occasion to happen to me. Frightened, naturally, I begged to have more time to make a decision. She agreed, and while she waited, I searched her rooms and found these dark readings written in the darkest of black letters, amongst her other female possessions. I was now so afeard of the witch, I was going to take the matter straight to her father. Before I could do so, though, your grace came. I resolved to tell you instead. The little sorceress must have known, however, through divination or some scrying art, and she attempted to stop me with herself, clawing and tearing at me, until she set me atop her and made it seem as if I was the one attacking her, for the onlooker who was her father. Having also sent the guards after me, she had spread terrible rumors, though, in all honesty, it is the least crime.
Thank you, Viera. You may hold.
She must be a witch.
But why must she?
We look at her all stone-faced and wooden. I bet she throws up a duck and all.
Your Grace, surely you must see that this story is nothing but balderdash and outright lie. You've been to my home. You've seen my library. These books are ones which I have never bought or read, let alone even seen.
Well, of course, you would say that, my former lord. And I understand your love for the girl, but it's not wise to lie in this court.
You wouldn't know.
Gentlemen, please do calm yourselves. Now, who is next to present evidence? Oh, myself.
Oh, Your Grace, this is ridiculous! Let me guess, you're going to present against her.
Certainly not. I merely wish to share with everyone what I've learned through talking to the girl myself. Although I cannot possibly comment on what happened during my arrival to the city, I can relay what has been said since. She has often called this innocent man a monster, a cruel beast. She means to make him the adversary, turning not only man against him, but God himself. Further, her fury when talking about the matter is something to behold in awe. She becomes as a harpy or gorgon, with dark fiery eyes and crow's feet, lips that thin into icy lines. These are clear signs of a withered skull born again into a younger body in order to wreak havoc upon this earth. Tell me, anyone, if you know a greater sign that a girl is a witch.
I thought you were going to judge her, eh?
My lady, as the representative of the Pope, it is my duty to root out witches and punish them. The Bible itself says, "Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live." As a witness, I cannot possibly condemn her, but as a cardinal, I say, she must burn!
No! It's enough from you prosecutors. Now, good Catalina, come. Tell the truth of it.
As you command, Bartholomew. The majority of what has been mentioned is fabrication. But, while it is true that he was once mine and my good sister's only tutor, it was he who tried to seduce me, and not the other way around, dear people. Ask yourselves, why would I try to seduce a man when I think so little of them? Life has taught me to be wary of them. With good reason, it seems to appear. One day, after our lessons, my good sister excused herself and she went for her prayers. And then, Signor Vieri, he kept me back and he confessed his love, nay, his lust for my body. I said no, and he forced me into my silence. He swore he would ruin me if I told anyone. And then the cardinal arrived, and he forced himself on me again. I tried to stop him. I rebuffed his advances, but then he took that as a challenge, for then he threw me on the ground, and he tried to force his hands all over my dress and body. I tried to stop him, but I'm only a woman after all. I'm so weak. And now he tries to say that I'm a witch? A witch? Is there no end to the wrongs this man will cause to me?
My friends, look at the fair maiden Sob. How could she be anything as horrific as a witch?
I wouldn't be so sure. I just not really pretending.
We don't know that she's a witch yet. All we know is that the Cardinal thinks she is and that Barry wants her to be.
Thank you, my dear Catalina. Now let me call for Fra Savonarola, who has kept this family as his flock.
I'm honored to help your family.
Fra, you would dare defend this sorceress?
Nay, your grace, I would defend this young gal who has been afflicted with many wrongs, as you, and I could be wrong here, should be.
I will not stand for this insolence, Fra!
The law demands that you do for now. Sir. Your father. Do you know this young girl, Catalina?
I do, sir. She is a kind, fair maiden.
And have you ever known her to use any magic?
Not once, sir. To suggest otherwise is a ridiculous kind of folly.
Just one further question, Father. Have you ever seen any texts or books that use the Goth's black tongue or dark curses?
Never in your house, sir. Not even once. Though I have seen one read by the Cardinal.
Such lies and slander, Savonarola!
Really, your grace. And yet I still saw you read from the forbidden text and learn from it too.
Just what are you suggesting, good Father?
I put it to you that the Cardinal is in fact the wizard that he claims to hunt.
No.
And Vierius is familiar.
No. I knew it. I always said he looked like a conjurer, and I've seen the strangest things down by his ass, I have.
But I thought you believed that she was the witch.
Oh, what piffle, I've always thought Dusty. Now look at him shake now, he's been found out.
It seems the tide has turned against me. Discretion is greater. I must flee.
Wow. Seems the people have chosen. What do you make of the Cardinal's guilt?
He's guilty!
And you know, Vox Populi, Vox Dei. But wait, where is Signor Vieri?
Oh, he was seized with the Cardinal, most like. Come, dear Catalina, let us all return home and happy. We have just seen justice prevail over dark.
Good Father, I cannot thank you enough for your assistance today. Relying on the people was risky, but it seems to have served you well.
In all honesty, sir, I did not think the mob would rise up quite so quickly. Far less that they would take him to the stake.
Aye, when the people's passion is up, I find it difficult to calm them. Had we tried to get in the way of ourselves, why then we would have been burned too. But enough talk of this former cardinal. Surely you yourself must now leave the church.
Alas, I do fear I shall have to. And now I'm unsure I can ever escape the shadow of God in his throne on high, and reclaim the love of the Endeca.
But come, good Father, or should I say, Cardinal, come with me. Go to my home and I'll share wine with you.
Oh, now where is my other young daughter? She ought to be here celebrating with us. I know it's not the most elegant way to go, but all of her villains are turned to ash. But Mary, I shall go find the girl and bring her here to be cheered by us all.
Oh, we can not be at this hour. Excuse me, you two, I shall go find out.
Yes.
Father Savonarola, Brother Hummus has arrived with a missive from Rome.
Ah, yeah. Missive?
In light of the rumors heard in Florence, His Holiness Pope Julius commands that Savonarola Fra and the brother of the Holy Order of Fidesci does become Cardinal of the city.
while Luxurio is stripped of his rank and must now return to the Vatican to face the punishment for his crimes of taking the money of the citizens and claiming it as revenue for the glorification of our God.
There you are, Cardinal. I told you you'd be raised up.
Well, Father, what should I say, Cardinal? Congratulations on your advancement.
Oh yes, congratulations,
Right, well in that case, if I am in charge, I'm going to make a few changes. First, Brother Hummus, you and our father.
Oh, thank you, Your Grace. I shall do my best.
I have no doubt that you will, your father. Second, Luxurio's high revenues to be abolished and handed out to the poor and the infirm of the city.
Why, that is a very generous offer, Your Grace.
Indeed. I hope to remove that man's taint from the glory of the Divine Lord's Church.
Yeah.
And finally, and most importantly, I resign my post as Cardinal.
What? But, Your Grace, you have done so much good in such a short space of time. Just imagine the good you could do if you were to remain Cardinal.
I could do good, I admit. However, what good is good if I have none to love?
Not quite sure that I follow.
Neither did I before just now, good sir. If I might be permitted to speak to your daughter beyond echoing private.
I begin that I believe to comprehend. Come, Father Hummus, let me show you the chapel.
You gave it the church. You left it. For me.
I did.
But people devoted to cast those vows away for a woman.
Is this not what you said that you wanted? Did you not need me to make this decision?
I did. Just let me think for a minute.
You have to know that I do still love you.
Sandro, you talk too much.
Father Hummus. Hello. What do we have here? Love sprouting between two suited parties? There's rarely a more beautiful sight.
My lord, please forgive me.
Oh, Savonarola, you speak far too much. Now, you must get yourselves to Father Hummus. You must bless this new relationship.
Come on, former father. Let us away.
Love, young love, blossoming into summer. Is there ever a more beautiful sight? Why, ask and the Lord doth answer.
Would you care to explain yourself?
I mean precisely what I say, my dear. You're a beautiful woman. Don't know what I did to deserve you, but I'm thankful that I did it. And, furthermore, for all of your indiscretions, you're now absolutely forgiven.
Are you drunk? No, never mind. What is it that you really mean by indiscretions?
Why, that which I pushed you into. The brief affair with the false lay brother.
Oh, my husband, how I would it were true. I never meant for such a thing, honest. I was just so angry at you. He was there, and charming, and so willing. Oh, please grant me amnesty.
Having seen how far away I pushed you, it ought to be me apologizing. Oh, my love, I'm sorry for being so distant and for making you feel so unloved. But away with this stiff formality. Come here, my dear, my Dolce, I love you.
And I love you too, my Piero.
But where is Catalina? You went to fetch her.
She said she was reading and would come down shortly.
Oh, for heaven's sake, do people think this is St. Peter's Gate? Come, let us see who it is, and see if they can stand a drink instead.
Come, Catalina, we await you. Oh, how glad. Oh, you are here. Oh, well, how do you find the book? Oh, you. What are you doing here? I thought I forbade your return.
Please, Catalina, I just wish to tell my story and then I will leave.
Well, tell it or not, as long as you leave. I have heard so many false stories today.
My name is Niccolo. That much is true, but my surname is Antinori. I am of that same trading family many years ago. In Russia days gone by, my father died and he left everything to his wife. Only everything, I mean everything. Thousands of ducats, as many florins, all left to my stepmother. Now this would not have been a bad thing if she were a kind woman, but she was a cold-hearted hag and as miserly as the man of Malta. She laughed at me. She said that I would never receive any money until I paid my bill or I found myself a wife. But being young and rather scared of girls at the time, I found myself facing a rather bleak future. So I came here. I left my home and my town, and it was here in this city of wealth and riches that I decided to make my fortune. Then I hit a snag. You see, the beggars here, they truly have nothing, and though I was young, I had enough coin for bed, food, and wine. I met a lad there. His name is Federico, my brother to you and sister. We decided that we would steal from the rich and give to the poor. They didn't deserve it. They were wasting it on themselves. And at least people were able to eat for the one more time. And then I met you. And I thought all my prayers had been answered in one beautiful girl. This is now, so I should go.
No, wait.
My lady, what would you have me do?
You may stay. I feel I regret it, but solid. For your acquaintance, I do greet you here. For your deceptions, I do forgive you. And for your good deeds, I do reward you. Well, for all of it and more, I do love you.
Fantastic! That's 2 daughters out of 2. Successful day in anyone's book. But come, we must have you blessed by the new father, and then a few days' rest, while we two make the necessary arrangements for a great big celebration. 2 married daughters and 2 brand new sons.
How you feel?
Fine.
Are you scared?
A bit, yes, but I love her, so it doesn't matter.
Good man.
What about you and your lady?
We just sort of split up. It was mutual.
Oh, maybe you were just too much for her, right?
Gentlewoman, my good gentlemen, my lords, my ladies, and assorted guests. As the newly appointed cardinal, it is my pleasure to welcome you here. This is my first wedding, so please be kind. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to witness the union of these men to these women. Let us call upon God to celebrate with us the union of these two to these one. In nomine Patris, et Filii, et Spiritus Sancti. And now, if for any man knows for any reason why these two shall not be wed, let him speak now or forever hold his peace. Always quite a risky question to ask.
I object! Yes, I know a reason why they should not be wed. Any of them! I taught them, helped them, and in return I was hunted like a dog and threatened with fire. Well, this dog has a holy bite. Now somebody please test my resolve.
Let me. So, you try to seduce me, you try to rape me, you try to have me burned because you say that I'm a witch, and now You tried to ruin my wedding day? Is there no end to it? That's all? Okay, so I have only one thing to say to you.
And what is that, my dear?
Well, I'm not afraid of you anymore.
Get in.
Mother, take him to the gods. Have him locked away.
Wouldn't it just be easier to kill him now?
Oh, no. That is too good for him. I want him to dwell upon what he has done to the end of his days. Father, would you mind to continue, please?
Yes, certainly, my lady. Now, where were we? Oh, I remember. Now, by the power vested in me, by the Lord and the Holy See, I now pronounce you men and wives. You may kiss your brides.
The journey's ended, and now it's pleasure, as both our prunes have found their treasure. We have seen how those who have much power, corrupted, fall like a mighty tower. Work is important, but so too is love, for one cannot have the smooth without the rough. Life's path twists and turns upon itself, brings such joy, such peace, and such wealth. And to all those who've watched, we wish a good night, as we'll celebrate till morning's light.